Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. How are you all doing today? I've got to be honest, you've probably seen my Fellaini video. I am not in the best of moods, and the thing that amazes me, we're going to be taking your calls tonight about this, but the thing that amazes me about this is that Manchester United fan community, it can be a strange place. There's little factions, there's top reds, there's people who don't like each other, whatever. But the reality is, everywhere I've looked, and I've been sent screenshots of people who've got the United Stand and me blocked, and everybody from all over is singing the same thing. You're not even a minority if you think Fellaini staying. Everybody is stunned, shocked, and disappointed by it. And you know what? I mean, why is Mourinho doing this? Why is he riling you, the fans? Why is he doing this? And what does it mean for Jose Mourinho? Because I tell you what, if I was a new manager coming in to replace Mourinho in a year's time, you know what I'd do? The first thing I would do is sell Fellaini, because I know the United fans would put me up for a knighthood straight away, because it's the easiest thing. It's what Mourinho should have done 2 years ago. Everyone expected him to do it. The first thing you do when you take over at Manchester United is sell Fellaini, and you instantly get 5 years of good grace from the United fans. But what does Mourinho do? He comes in and instantly tells us he's going to make us love him, which actually was a real kick in the teeth, because we've been watching him for 3 years, Jose. Don't come in here as a newbie and tell us we're going to like him. So that was a mistake. But also, I think Mourinho's sort of popularity was quite split anyway, wasn't it? I think it's gone way downhill now. I think those people who backed him, one bad result and he's in trouble. One bad result in the first 5 games and he is in trouble. And I don't think he's got that much grace anymore. He may have all the support from Woodward and the Manchester United board, but I mean, you've got to question their judgment of this. I mean, social media, Woodward knows all about it. He goes to the shareholders every few months and says, we've just done this, we've got this million people following us. So don't tell me he's not aware of what the feeling on social media is from Manchester United fans. But Jose Mourinho, yet again, has shown that Jose Mourinho is all that matters. He doesn't care about Manchester United fans. And he doesn't need to come out and say that. It's abundantly clear he doesn't care. He doesn't care what you think. He really doesn't. He does what he wants to do. But the danger in that is, he's not dealing with... I'd say Mourinho's probably got 70% of the United fan base behind him at the moment. After today, I think he's still got the majority, but I think the patience is probably running a little bit thin on this as well. And I agree with what I've seen from a lot of people today as well, is that it's not just the keeping this player, it's what this player symbolises, and it's also... It's the way this player has acted over the last month. He publicly slated the club a month ago. He's been touting himself around Europe for a month. He was clearly going on Sunday. The announcement on Sunday, I think, will be made before that now, because there's no reason for him to announce he's staying on Sunday. If he announces on Sunday that he's staying at United, the bloke is thick. He is really, really thick if he thinks announcing where he's staying at United on Sunday is going to be greeted by anything other than, you know, disdain. He can only have been going somewhere else. But he said he'd. I don't know. I don't understand it. But the reality is, it is sad, and I think he's losing fans from doing it. And but I've had my say on it. I want to start taking some of your calls on it. Remember, you can Skype in. It's Skype Goldbridge, and we will be taking your calls. And what I want to say before some people start calling in as well is that, you know, if we can get some people who think it's a good thing, brilliant. That's what the show's all about. It'd be nice to get two sides of the story, but don't hold back on your opinion. Don't hold back on what you want to say. It's your opportunity to call in and have your say on it. And one thing I do want to throw in, just throw it in and not really expand on it, is that I think that Manchester United are gonna make a big signing. I think they have to make a big signing. Jamie, can you hear me?
Hi, Mark. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How ironic that you were actually the person who, when I went live at lunchtime, I just read your direct message where you said it was a kick in the teeth to the fans, this news. How are you feeling?
I'm disappointed, to be honest. Obviously, you know, as you say, it is a kick in the teeth for the fans, but it's also the disappointment of missing out on a top midfielder that will take us to the next level and challenge City for the league, to be honest. I've said multiple times that I don't mind him as a bench player, but it has to be in the last 10 minutes of games and things. And I see people, you know, say that he will be, you know, plan B, he's good as a plan B, but if he signed a new contract, well, according to reports, Mourinho will play in 30, 40 games a season, because Mourinho has shown that he plays Fellaini in the big games. Example, Sevilla in the Champions League when we got absolutely played off the park. Yeah, it's disappointing, and I think he's treated the fans badly, Fellaini. But we just have to see where we go, to be honest. And if things are going the way that they are, we hopefully with this Fellaini news, the only good thing is that we use the funds transfer budget elsewhere in areas that we desperately need to improve.
Yeah, I mean, you picked up on something there that was something I wanted to say as well, is that the problem is that you picked up on the Sevilla game there. Fred, I think is a good signing, but he can't even get on the Brazil team when they change their whole midfield. He is a backup Brazilian. I said this before. People think he was going to play for Brazil. He's like number 20 in the squad. He's like back end of the squad. He's not considered even to be the sub. So, I mean, Fred is the improvement, and I think he'll do well at United because he offers something different. But the midfield was where it went wrong for me last season for United. It's slow. I mean, I was watching Matic tonight, and he played well, but he takes too many touches and he's slow. Pogba's inconsistent. Herrera didn't play. Fellaini played a lot and is a problem. McTominay doesn't look ready. I just think the midfield isn't going to be good enough. And you look at Man City are going to add Jorginho, who's a very good player. Liverpool have got Keita and Fabinho, and probably going to bring Fekir in, so that's massive improvement. Arsenal are looking at people like Banega and Torreira, and Chelsea haven't even started spending yet. It's like keeping Fellaini just stands us still, and it also is a massive sign that we're going to keep playing the same irritating slow football.
Yeah, it does. I completely agree. The only way I'd keep Fellaini obviously is a plan B option, but obviously that's not going to be the case. I don't really know what to say. It's disappointing, and the reaction on Twitter or social media, the fans, you'll just get loads and loads of abuse, to be honest. And obviously, I don't condone that. I don't condone booing.
It is amazing though, just to come in on that. It is amazing. It's like obviously we've done the United Stand. That's our little community. We've tweeted, but if you look at any post United do on Twitter, every reply, even if it's nothing to do with it, is don't sign Fellaini shit. Fellaini sort of commented on a Twitter post for Belgium yesterday. Every reply is don't sign for our club. He cannot not see this. The club cannot not see this. I mean, it's sometimes you get a divide. This isn't a divide. This is everybody pretty much saying get rid of him. It's stunning, really, that the club that's all about image and brand would go and do something that the fans. It's 5 years, isn't it? He's going to be here 7 years. I do empathise with the fans on this, and I feel people are saying it in the live comments. You look devastated, Mark, and I am. I really am, and I know that sounds really melodramatic, but I am. And you got people like DT from Arsenal ripping the piss out of Flex and me on Twitter, and it's like there's no comeback. You just got to take it.
Yeah, there's no comeback really. He's held the club to ransom, and I can't believe a club as big as Manchester United have allowed that to happen, to be honest. But I'm still Mourinho in. I still believe we must get the right players in the summer. But if things go the way they're going, I can only see Mourinho gone by Christmas, and I really hope that isn't the case, because I want Mourinho to do well. But obviously, I truly believe this. If Mourinho doesn't get the right signings in, I truly believe it'll all fall apart this season. And that Fellaini news will come crashing down on Mourinho again. And also, if we sell, Martial or Andres Pereira or whatever, that'll come, crashing down on him again. And the worst part is, if Mourinho leaves, if he crumbles in the third season, and he's bought the likes of Alderweireld, Willian, kept Fellaini, the squad will have a massive, depth of old players, and we'll have to rebuild again. So obviously when Fergie left, we had loads of players that were past it. That's what I fear, to be honest. So Mourinho needs to get it right. I can just see it going from bad to worse, to be honest, but I hope that's not the case.
Thanks for calling in, Jamie. Really good call, and please do call in again.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Cheers.
And that is the problem. That is the problem. It's sort of empathised by Jamie there, and it's what I said at the start: is that this decision is a stupid decision as a leader. It's a stubborn, stupid decision, because as soon as we have a bad result, or as soon as we start playing badly, and that could be August, September, or October, there's no grace. Everyone's going to look back and go, "You kept this Pillock." And you know what? Pillock's not a nice word actually, but I mean, I only ever mean it as a footballer. And the funny thing about Fellaini is, when we started the United stand, Fellaini was a lot more popular than he is at the moment, but I never liked him, and I used to get a lot of stick for it. And people would sort of come and tweet me when Fellaini scored a goal and go, "Look, he's really good." And I always used to say, "Look, yeah, of course he's scored because he gets picked all the time, but actually he's had 10 crap games before that goal." And this is the thing with Fellaini. It's like he's always crap, but every now and again he scores a goal, and then everyone goes, "Oh, I like Fellaini." Oh, and Mourinho makes a big deal of it. But the reality is, most of the time he is abysmal. Every now and again he gets a goal. Nicholas P says, "Mark, I wanted Jose out after his Europa League celebrations in the first season on the pitch. He doesn't care about the club, only his own success." And Luke Skywalker, 2 questions, Mark. What do you think about Lindelof? I think he deserves more chances in United. Secondly, I fear Jose will dig his own grave and quit after the season and leave United in a big mess. I just think, I'll keep saying this, I just think that when it comes to Mourinho, he's got no grace, and that's the problem. I don't think he's got any period of patience from Manchester United fans at the moment, and that is a very, very dangerous thing to do. But maybe he just doesn't care. As he said, it was Mourinho released it before the FA Cup semi-final against Spurs. He said, "I've already had a phone call from my boss saying that he backs me." And that's all he cares. He does not care about the fans, Mourinho. He doesn't care about the fans at all. All he cares about is whether the club would back him, and then I'll just do what I want and what I think, because I'm Mr. Stubborn and I'm the special one, and I've always been special in the past, and that's how it's going to continue. That's basically what he thinks of it. Hello, who am I talking to?
It's Sebastian.
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, Mark.
Good. Go on then, give us your thoughts on this Fellaini thing.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm absolutely devastated. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I think it's embarrassing. It's just ridiculous. I can't actually. When I saw the news today, I couldn't believe it. I thought, there was no way I was going to sign a new contract from the things he's said in the past. And
well, it's clear. I mean, I just want to jump in there because I don't think some people might be getting a bit confused with it. So yesterday, Fellaini in his press conference said, "I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm announcing it on Sunday." And then today we get it all leaked that he's signing for United. For me, there's no way when he said that yesterday he was signing for United. And I think when you read between the lines, he wasn't signing for United. That's why he was waiting until Sunday to announce it. But United have gone back at him again and obviously given him... We've already given him 4 or 5 contract offers by the sounds of it. And I think what they did after that press conference yesterday is they went again and then gave him what he wanted. And now he is staying.
Well, yeah, it's... I was like many other United fans, I was really looking forward to the season. I thought Mourinho's finally changed. He might, he's bringing in he's brought in a 19-year-old. He's brought in, not a 6'2" midfielder.
Yeah. And
I thought this could be it. He could be changing. He could be changing his mind, his style of play. But yeah, it just brings a big downfall onto the season, I feel.
I mean, we've got to look at it from another angle. There are people there that feel that he gives his all. Mourinho loves him. Mourinho wants to be surrounded by players that do that. He is somebody who's a Plan B option. I mean, is there anything that in this that makes you feel a little bit positive, or do you think it's going to ultimately mean another disappointing season? Is it that big? Is that signing big enough for you that it makes you concerned about next season?
Well, it's just depressing. It's just depressing every time, because he's going to have to start, isn't he? He's not going to sign a contract that he knows that he's not going to start games. So he is going to start games, and I just don't see any positivity in it at all. I think it's just a total, just ridiculous.
And if United were to, if the scenario was this, and it's only a big if, I mean, I would hope this is the scenario, but what if United have decided, I mean, we're not signing another midfielder now, which is ridiculous because I think we need at least 2. but we're not signing another midfielder now. So maybe that fund can be used elsewhere. If we went and got Gareth Bale, would you rather we got Bale, or would you rather we got rid of Fellaini, spent it on a midfielder, and maybe got a Willian in? Or do you think it's worth keeping Fellaini to bring in a Gareth Bale?
Well, that's the thing. That could be a really big signing after, for United to get the mood back up. But no, I would have just signed a left back and another midfielder, like Savic or Milinkovic-Savic and Alexandro. But obviously Mourinho's chose different. Yeah,
definitely. Well, Sebastian, thanks for calling in. Hopefully you'll cheer up. I know how you feel. I feel exactly the same. I feel the same. I do. Even watching the World Cup games, I just don't feel good today, and I'm just stunned that the club and the manager can think so little of the fans. We're not stupid, but it's like we're being treated like stupid. So cheer up, mate, and thanks for calling in.
Cheers, mate.
Ta-da. Abernaf has just picked up on a point there from Sebastian, saying that he's not a bad 80 minute sub. He will not start. Abernaf, I think this is something that I'm reading a lot from United fans, that he's still a decent plan B option, this, that and the other, but Sebastian picked up on it there. It's been said a few times that Fellaini's got options out there, right? He's got options, and he's decided to stay at United because United have given him what he wanted, which is decent money, rumoured to be 150 grand a week or more, and it won't just be about the money, it'll be about team. And when has Fellaini been dropped consistently by Mourinho? When has Fellaini been a last 10-minute option for Mourinho? Mourinho doesn't use him like that. He brings him on for the last half an hour, or he starts him. So he's not... If Fellaini's going to stay at United, he's going to say, I want to play more. And Mourinho will have said, you will play more. So this isn't just about a plan B option. And this is what makes me sick as well. He's going to be a big part of what we're about. And he's going to play regular football. And that means we're going to play... Because he is slow. He can't play football, and he is slow. And he's a hoofball magnet. So that's what we're going to see. And that's the saddest thing of the lot. That is what we're going to see. It is disappointing, but let's take another call. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello, you're live on the United Stand. Who's that?
It's Michael Hubbard.
Hi, Michael. How you doing? All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show. I just feel that with this Fellaini contract signing, that some fans are just taking it a bit over the top. I think it's a big deal. Personally, I'm not huge on him, and I think that we should definitely be hoping to get some more midfielders, at least one more midfielder. But I mean, I wouldn't be too disheartened about him staying at the club.
There is a story today that I was sort of touching on with Sebastian, that's it for United. They won't be getting another midfielder now. Would that concern you going into next year, or do you think with the addition of Fred, Fellaini, McTominay, Pogba, Matic, Herrera, if he stays, do you think that's enough? Hello? Oh, seems to have lost him there, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe he'll call back in. Tinny Mayat 2 says, most of us are disappointed that Fellaini signed the new contract. This time Mourinho has nowhere to hide. He got what he wants and no excuses. And I think that's a good point as well, because it's like, we can't be proved wrong on this, can we? It's like, if it was like Pogba or Martial and we were unsure, you'd be like, maybe Mourinho's going to get the best out of him. It's not like Fellaini's suddenly going to become Messi and we're going to get proved wrong on it, is it? Even if we get proved wrong by Fellaini and he scores 20 goals next season, it's going to be on the end of hoofballs, isn't it? So that's the depressing thing as well. That if Mourinho does even prove us wrong, which he won't, but if he was to prove us wrong with Fellaini, he's going to do it with shit football. It's not going to be the football we want to see, which is the underlying dynamic to all of this disappointment anyway. I don't think people are disappointed because, Fellaini's staying, Fellaini's crap. That's part of it, but the big depth to this, because United fans especially, there is a depth to our opinions. We're not just idiots who, you know, Wenger out, this, that and the other. It's like, you know, there is depth to what United fans want. And the Fellaini thing goes beyond Fellaini, really. It's about what's going to happen because of that. Mourinho is driven by stubbornness and proving people wrong. So when he sees this public outrage from United fans about Fellaini, he'll be like, well, I'm right, and I'm going to prove them wrong. I will prove them wrong. And how is he going to prove us wrong? He's going to play him more. And if he proves us wrong, it's going to be through shit football. So that is why United fans are just very depressed, or a lot of United fans are very depressed, because to be proved wrong, we're going to have to watch the same crap we were watching last year, which is disappointing. Tyrone, can you hear me? Hello, Tyrone? Hello.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say I'm good. I'm feeling tired and a little bit lost at the moment because I'm struggling to see a positive. A bit like Sebastian said, I was a bit positive about next season with the coaching changes and the signing of Fred, but this Fellaini signing to me just means more of the same.
Is it actually confirmed though? Is he actually going to stay?
It hasn't been. Oh, it's not. It hasn't officially been confirmed yet. But I mean, you know, is that something? Are you still clinging on to the fact that it might not happen, or are you pretty much, you know, comfortable that it is?
Well, when me and you spoke a few months ago, I said that he'll definitely stay because I kind of thought to myself, yeah, you know, Mourinho won't get rid of him, but I'm just hoping it's rumours, to be honest.
Well, just to give an update on that, because I know we get people watching from all around the world who may, you know, I mean, cling on to that hope, because you don't want to feel like me and a lot of others feel. But basically, started off in the Belgian press this morning. Obviously, he's with Belgium. Then Duncan Castles came out and said he was signing it, and Duncan Castles has been right. Then Simon Stone of the BBC this afternoon basically confirmed it's very close to being signed as well. So it's looking like it's nailed on. And if that happens, how does that make you feel?
Pretty pissed, to be honest. I don't normally do it, so I'm going to go a bit civil now, but yeah, I'm not going to be happy because at the end of the day, I'm watching a Belgium team and he doesn't get in their starting lineup. So if he's not good enough for Belgium, why is he good enough for Man United? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I mean, what are the positives of this? I mean, everyone's negatives, but is there a positive? I mean, what do you... Actually, I'll rephrase that question. What do you think Jose Mourinho's thinking doing this? He's not a stupid man. He knows this is anti-United. It's going to upset the United fans. What do you think's going through his head? Do you think he's bothered? Do you think he's got a master plan, or do you think he's unable to change?
I don't think he can change more. I don't think he came here to play brilliant football. You know what I mean? I think he's got to do it his way. And I think he's stuck in his ways. And I think he's too frightened to try something new. I think he's too frightened to try a different brand of football because he can't do it. That's what I think.
And I was going to ask the same question as Michael as well. I mean, if Fred... The rumour is that Fred will be the only midfield signing now. What does that make you feel about next season? Do you think we've got enough? Or are you concerned about our aspirations next season? Do you think we can win the league? Or do you think that's out the window already?
I don't think we can because I'm looking at Matic and he's just way too slow. We need a defensive midfielder who's quite quick, someone who can move the ball quickly, and he's just so slow. I mean, he shouldn't even be first choice, Matic. We need another defensive midfielder if we're going to move forward, if I'm being honest. No,
you know what? I've always said that about Matic. I think he had a good season, but even watching him tonight, it's like watching him for United. Too many touches and too slow. And he had a good game for Serbia, but like you say, I agree with you. I think in the modern game, you've got to press and you've got to be quick, and we haven't got enough quick players. And Fellaini's one of those players as well. He's just, you know, we've got too many slow players. And
the disappointment for me is not just about Fellaini. You know, I'm looking at Darmian, he's still at the club. Smalling's still there. Jones is still there. Linda's still there. There's so many players who aren't good enough to wear the shirt, and they're still in the club, Mark. I just don't understand how we haven't moved forward yet.
No, I know, and to be honest, I've even heard people saying today that this Fellaini signing is, you know, people are saying, oh well, maybe we're going to get a big marquee signing. Maybe we're just cutting corners again. Maybe we're saving money again. Maybe this is about saving money for the club again, and instead of going and getting a decent midfielder, we're making do with somebody.
I don't know. I mean, players. There's so many players out there. Do a better job, in my opinion. You know.
Thanks for calling in, Tyrone. You're breaking up a little bit, but I'll let you go before it breaks up completely. But some really good points, and thanks for calling in.
Thanks.
Cheers, pal. We were breaking up a little bit there, so I'll just end that call. Let's come back to the live comments. Abanaf says he signed because only United would pay 150 grand a week. He won't start every game. Our midfield will be Matic, Fred, and Pogba. He is our only backup. Abanaf, I've seen the same comments last year, though. I saw the same things last summer. Fellaini won't play. It'll be Herrera, Matic and Pogba. We had to wait till April to see that. He started the season with Fellaini. So I don't trust that opinion anymore, because we've seen that opinion too many times. He's a decent plan B. He'll only be a plan B. And then we start the season and he's playing in the midfield. So I just don't trust that anymore. Blind will be our new right midfielder, says Andy Manchester. Jumped the gun over Fellaini. He's made us unwatchable for 5 years, says Ginevra. And hope Fellaini doesn't sign the contract, says Matthew O'Shea. That's literally... But to be fair, you know what? Let's be fair to Marouane. He was the only one who made us think that he was going to go anyway, because it was his decision to go. Let's not forget, this is nothing to do with Fellaini. This is to do with Mourinho. Mourinho's been there with the contract for about 8 months. Please sign it. Please sign the contract. Please sign the contract. So, and United have obviously given him that contract. So the reality is, we're all out, you know, a lot of us are outraged and frustrated and embarrassed, but it's only what they've been offering him for 8 months. And it's only because Fellaini was looking elsewhere that we thought we were going to get rid of him. He's the only saviour in this. If he doesn't sign it, he'll go. But the club have embarrassed themselves, haven't they? And Mourinho's embarrassed himself. He's the one who's wanted to keep him. So in some ways, it's on him, isn't it? It's not on Fellaini, but to be honest with you, I'm not so sure that I would have... I wouldn't sign it if I was him. I mean, if I knew so many fans didn't like me, I wouldn't sign it. Martin, can you hear me?
Yeah, hiya.
How you doing? All right?
I'm fine, yes. This may be this may be stretching the point a bit, but it may be one positive if it's true Fellaini has signed. If the club have forgiven what he said a few weeks ago, surely that means we can't sell Martial. We have to forgive Martial for what his agent said, because that was his agent, not Martial. So if we can forgive Fellaini for what he said, surely that means the club, there is some hope that Martial will stay. The club have to forgive what Martial's agent said.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, people may not remember what Fellaini said about a month ago, where he basically said the club had made a big mistake and, you know, he's got options elsewhere and he can take them if he wants, you know, basically holding the club to ransom. And it worked. I mean, there is a rumour today that Martial might be available for 70 million, which we'll talk on Transfer Daily tomorrow. But in relation to Fellaini, how have you reacted to the mood, Martin? How do you feel about it?
I think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think it's a United. I don't think it's a United type player. I don't think we should. I don't know why we signed him in the first place. It's just the fact we signed him in the first place shows what a mistake we had. What a mistake we made in getting Moyes. I mean, this may be controversial, but I think we should have gone for Jose when Sir Alex left. I think if we had them, we'd be in a lot better position than we are now. A lot of players that we shouldn't have sold would still be here, and Fellaini, for one, wouldn't be here in the first place.
5 years we've had a Fellaini and we're going to get another 2. If somebody had told me that, I remember sending a message to my mate when he signed. I was like, I can't stand this player. If somebody told me then we were going to have 7 years, and maybe even more than that, this is, you know, maybe we'll get another contract. I don't know what I would have done. But I mean, what does it do to you in relation to next season? Has it changed your expectations? Were your expectations realistic or low anyway? How do you feel about it and the midfield?
I think my expectations were probably. I suppose the best obviously as we've got the World Cup on. I think my expectations for next season was a bit like an England fan. I think it was more hope than expectation we would do well. I think we would have got closer than 19 points, but without signing 2 or 3 world class players, we wouldn't have made the want to make the 19 points. And if we are signing Fellaini, then I think we can. I think we can congratulate City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea on being next season's top four. Just a case of which one of those four comes out on top. I think it's going to be a case of win the Champions League to stay in it next season.
You think top four's in danger? You think top four's in danger then?
Yes, I do. I don't think because I think if you think about we finished second this season. We think about it, Liverpool. But I hate to say it, Liverpool let a second go because they got to the final. If Liverpool had got knocked out sooner or lost to Roma, they'd have put up a better fight for seconds. Spurs won't have a poor start again. Chelsea will obviously get a new manager, and the new broom sweeps clean every time a new manager comes in there. All the players mysteriously start their form again. So I think although we were second last year, I think it did pay off a lot of the cracks. We were second because we were the best of the worst, so to speak. I think too many other clubs had bad seasons, worse seasons than us last year. I don't see that happening again. Like I said, I can't see Spurs having such a bad start. I mean, obviously, maybe even given his performance in the World Cup, maybe Kane might actually manage to score a goal in August next season. But I can't see Spurs. Spurs won't have the Wembley hangover that they had this year. I said Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool obviously let second go because he reached the final. Chelsea, they'll get a new manager in, and whenever they get a new manager in, all the players there suddenly discover their form. I mean, if Hazard stays, he'll suddenly go back to where he was. I think about Mourinho's last season. Hazard was in Mourinho's last season. You won. Mourinho's last season, you wanted to pay £2.50 for Hazard. Come the Euros, he was back to being one of the best players in the world. Same with Conte's first season. So I can't see the rest of the clubs having as bad a season as they had this season. And obviously City, well, but while they may not have a spectacular season as they had, they would need to have they would need to do a complete 360 to not be challenging next season. So, with unless he is some major unless it's a front, we're going to sort of mysteriously stand Ronaldo, Bale, Neymar, someone like a couple of world class players up front. I can't see us challenging next. I can't see us challenging next season. We'll be struggling to make the top four.
Thank you. Well, really good points, interesting. I hadn't really thought about not top four, but I can't disagree with what you said, Martin. So thanks for calling in again. Cheers, pal.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, fans aren't happy. Some fans aren't happy at the moment, and I just feel disappointed. That's how I feel about it. And the interesting thing is how much leeway does Jose Mourinho have now? Does he have any leeway? I don't know. Hello, who am I talking to?
Hey, Mark. You're talking to George here.
How you doing, pal? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Just except for the Fellaini contract signing thing.
Okay.
Kind of got to me as well.
How are you feeling about it?
Because there's no way I think you're going to win the league with Fellaini in our starting 11. Like you said, I think the only reason he signed is one for the money, and obviously behind that there's also some sort of demands that he made. So he obviously asked for like more playing time. So I don't think you're going to win the league. We need someone. The game right now is much more fast-paced, and anytime. So basically, we're going to have Fellaini and Matic in our midfield. That makes our midfield twice as slow. So basically, out of 11 men, we're playing with 9 men, and that's if Lingard is playing as well, because I don't rate him. That makes it. We're basically going to be playing with 8-7 people on the pitch. So
Ashley,
that means if you're playing a team like City,
yeah.
If you're playing a team like City, that's going to be hard for us. So and those are the games that matter, because I think we can beat the really small teams with the addition of Fred, and I think next season we'll have a better season than we did last time. But with Fellaini in the squad and Matic in the squad, that midfield is that's the priority for now. And I think the only way we're going to resolve this is if our attack is really, really good. That's the only way. But if we're going to go into the season with Lingard, Fellaini, Martial, who won't really play much, and Sanchez, who hopefully gets good, then I don't see us winning the league. Top 4 probably, but I don't see us winning.
I mean, what's your? I don't think I've asked anybody this. What's your feeling towards Jose Mourinho at the moment, based on this today? I mean, because a lot of people have said that you know, some people have said they're out, some people have said they're in, some people have said that, you know, their patience is very thin with him. What's your thoughts about Jose?
Not even right now. I think from the end of last season, after the Sevilla game, I kind of lost faith in him, because basically it's a game you must win, and if you're not going to change for that sort of game to at least appease the fans, even if it's not yourself, like you put your ego aside, you appease the fans and trying to win the game. But he decided not to do that, and ever since, and he refused to play Martial. He picks on players who are much more work ethical than talented, so that kind of gets to me as well. So I'm not really. I was Josie in, but this season I'm probably giving him this like do or die. If he doesn't make it this season, he has to go at the end of the season.
Okay, and just a quick one. I mean, what are your expectations with the rest of the transfer window? Because that's Fellaini looks like he's staying, which means no more midfielders. We don't know whether we're getting a left back. Do you think we're going to go out and buy a big? Do you think this means we're saving money to get a Bale in, and does that please you?
I totally think so. I honestly think so, because that's the only way they're going to appease. Like you said, that they're not stupid. They know the kind of backlash they're going to get with Fellaini, so they're definitely going to save up and probably buy 1 or 2 marquee signings. If they don't do so, then the only way I see this going is either goes really well, like he pulls the rabbit out of the hat and he does something magical, or before the end of the season it all goes south and Jose leaves us, and then we're left in a state of, you know, just trouble.
Definitely. Well, fantastic call, mate. Thanks for calling in, and please do call again.
Alright, sure thing. Alright, definitely. Thanks.
Cheers, pal. Really good calls. Please do drop a like on the video, because when it's a Skype show, it's really important that you drop a like. I want to get beyond 500 likes. If we've got 2,000 people watching, please do drop a like on the video, because we've had some great calls tonight, and I really wanted to do this show off the cuff and get as many opinions as possible. I did challenge Mad Marcus to come on because he loves Fellaini, but he's obviously bottled it, hasn't he? He was on That's Football, but he's bottled it there. But yeah, I just want to just jump onto that again, because I said it at the start. I think, I don't know, but I think Manchester United will do something big in the transfer window now. I think they will go and potentially Gareth Bale. They've got to do something. The negativity around this deal is ridiculous. It's way more than I expected. I mean, I know how I feel. You know how you feel. But what surprised me today was going on forums, going on Facebook, going on Twitter, going on Instagram, and it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Even people that I don't necessarily have a great relationship with in the United community, I've been sent stuff from them, and they are saying the same as what I said when I went live. You know, everybody is saying this, and I'm sure in time we'll adjust to it, because any bad news you adjust to, and you have to just get on with it. And that's, you know, we have to get on with it. Of course we do. We don't give up. We don't throw our shirts away and stop supporting United. But everybody's feeling this, and I think that won't be lost on the club, and they've got to have a plan in place to do something, or because if they don't, it's only going to get worse, isn't it? So I do expect there to be a positivity back with United in the next few weeks, based on future things they're going to do. But I think we can close the door on Milinkovic-Savic. We can close the door on Verratti. We can close the door on Kovacic. We aren't going to sign another midfielder, I don't think. If we did, that would impress me. And you know what? Fellaini's going to stay now. So for me, I would like to hear that we're signing another midfielder and we're going to use him as further up the pitch as an option off the bench. You know, if Lukaku comes off, or he wants to go 2 up front, because that's where Fellaini, if you want to, you know, he is a professional footballer, and what he is good at is standing on the edge of the box and controlling the ball from a high ball. And sometimes United should never do it, but sometimes it's useful. Where he's no good is in the centre circle, and that seems to be where we play him, and that's where we've got the problem to. But Spinblade says positivity out, and I agree. I agree. At the moment, now is not the time. And Tyrone says I'm angry, and I'm very angry about it. True fans don't give up on their team, says Firefly999. I think, to be honest, mate, I think the people who are frustrated and disappointed are the true fans, because because it matters, isn't it? You know, if it didn't matter, you'd just say, just Mourinho, Fellaini, yeah, you know, I'm not that bothered. But I think that by how bothered people are, it shows you how much they care, because they think it's so bad for their club to do something like this, and it's so ignorant by the owners, by the manager to do it. When, you know, the fans aren't just looking at Fellaini and saying, I don't like his hair, get him out of my club. They're judging him on the 5 years he's been here. Longer than Mourinho. You know, United fans are not doing this because they dislike Marouane Fellaini. They're doing it because they dislike the style of his play, which they've seen plenty of over 5 years. So I haven't seen anybody say it yet, but if I did hear somebody say, you're only football fans, Mourinho knows better than you, well, he doesn't. Not on this. He doesn't. He doesn't understand what Manchester United's about. He doesn't understand what the fans have seen at the club and want to see at the club, and he doesn't understand what United fans have seen from Fellaini in the last 5 years that he's only had 2 years of. I mean, he probably would think the last 5 years been good, but I can't disagree with United fans on this. I think they're 100% right, those ones that are frustrated. And you know, I tell you what I do hope. I tell you what I really hope, really hope, that Glazer's taken the fans' money again. Mourinho had no choice to renew Fellaini's contract, says Natalie Brown. I really hope that there is no big announcement. We haven't always on Twitter as a club announced new contracts, and I hope that Sunday he's not going to do something. Just do it, leak it out in the press. I've signed the new contract. Don't do a big thing about it, because it's going to absolutely annoy so many fans. Just get it done quickly, feed it out into a paper and say nothing. And then go after somebody big in the transfer market, because July the 1st is normally when clubs are unveiling their new signings. To unveil someone like Fellaini would be bloody embarrassing. So I really hope that the club don't do that to us, because we deserve better. Please do keep smashing the like button, everybody, for the callers. They've been absolutely fantastic tonight for us, and I really don't say that lightly. It really has been. Just a little bit of a promo here through the link in the video description, which is through Dribble, which is absolutely, totally and utterly for the World Cup. The link is in the video description on how you do this. So if I go to my upcoming, so how this works is it's going to work for the next few World Cup games, and I'm going to do it with you live on air now, because it's a five-a-side challenge, which I thought a lot of you would enjoy doing this. So effectively, it's a 5-man Fantasy World Cup team where you can win a share of £100,000 with £20,000 guaranteed to the winner. You just deposit £5 and get 5 entries. Select your own team and enter Dribble Fantasy Cup qualifier. So I'm about to do mine whilst we're live on air. So I've put my £5 in, and I'm going to go to here, and then I can select my team. So for my 5-a-side team, and it's based on the next few fixtures. So you've got, obviously you've got Courtois for Belgium, you've got the games tomorrow, the Japanese keeper, you've got Ospina who plays for Colombia, and that's who I'm going to go for in goal, because I'm not convinced that you can go with any of the England or Belgium keepers, because I don't necessarily know they're going to play. So I've got Ospina in goal. My defenders, again, I'm not too convinced about going with anybody that is. I'm going to go Mina. I quite liked him. So I'm going to go Mina, who is playing for them. He played very well in the last game. Yep, so Mina. And my midfield, definitely going for James Rodriguez. He is the man. My other midfielder, can't go Hazard or De Bruyne because it's very hard to tell. Please, let Kagawa be there. I'm going to go Kagawa. Yep, that'll do for me. And then up front, do I go Falcao? I'm going to go Falcao for old time's sakes. Add to team. Submit. And there you go. I'm in. I'm entered in. So, link in the video description for that. Dribble. £5 to enter. You go to the Fantasy Cup qualifier. Get your 5-a-side team in. See how you do. Link in the video description. And see if you can beat me. I'm in there as United stand. I've got a lot of Colombians in my team. I've got a defender, a goalkeeper, Rodriguez, and a striker. And I've got Kagawa in there as well. But a little bit of World Cup fun that I thought a few of you might want to have a go. And the link is in the video description for that. Wand of a left foot, Mark Allen, is James Rodriguez. I should get a ticket. Oh, how I'd love that. How I'd love to have him there. Michael Hubbard, sorry mate, get in next time. We'll get you on because it was a good call, and I'm sorry that your Wi-Fi crashed. Remember, everyone, to drop a like on the video, and if you are up for having a little bit of a go on Dribble, you want to have a five-a-side, it's for the games tomorrow, so get yourself on there now. Link in the video description, and it's the Fantasy Cup qualifier you need to play. Select your five-a-side World Cup team, and there's lots of big prizes that you can win there, but obviously your five-a-side needs to score more than others. So see if you can beat mine. But all for the games tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm back tomorrow with Transfer Daily. Got a very interesting Transfer Daily going up at 7 AM actually, unless something big happens tonight. Really looking forward to that. So that'll be up at 7 AM. Smash a like on the video for everyone. They've been brilliant who've called in. It's not been a brilliant day, has it? And if you want to see my Fellaini reaction, it's on the channel there. It was an instant reaction to it, so I properly ranted for about 10 minutes there. But if you want to go and watch that, it might make you feel a bit better. A lot of people have said it made them feel better because they were thinking the same. We're a community. We celebrate the good and we come together for the bad. And there's some people who'll be really happy with it, to be honest. And Dribble's the link in the video description if you fancy a bit of World Cup, because Germany are out and it's England tomorrow night. I'll be on That's Football for that as well. So thanks everyone for watching. Get on the fantasy, the five-a-side thing with Dribble, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.